Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the Fearless Broadcasting Network's presentation of the Wild West Racing League, sponsored by Wild Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 Series and Redline Radio Podcast on Spotify. You're watching race 11 of 17 at Kansas Speedway. 80 laps today. We're having technical difficulties up here in the broadcast booth. We'll do our best to bring you great racing today. Where it says not found on the top left of your screen, that is because of software issues. There was an update on iRacing today, and it may be affecting some of the software the broadcasters use to call races. We'll do our best here in the broadcast booth to bring you exciting racing here at Kansas Speedway. Pace car is off. We're getting ready to go. Lap 1. Hunter Sr. will lead him to the line, and he's off. Hunter Sr., Michael Loveless on the outside. Hunter Sr. on the bottom. Michael Loveless second. Third is Dakota Henderson. Fourth is Jacob Shoffett. Fifth is Trey Smith. See Michael Loveless in second. Dakota Henderson in third. We see the group coming around. Out front is Hunter Sr., and behind him is a gaggle, all for second place. This is for second place. There are 5 cars. 6, 7 cars. We see the 5 of Dakota Henderson go down below and pass the 68 of Michael Loveless. Michael Loveless moves to the top. Dakota Henderson is now in second place. Hunter Sr. still way out in front by 1.6 seconds. See Dakota Henderson with Trey Smith in third. Fourth is James Napier. Go back up front. We see the gap, 1.4 seconds from Hunter Sr. to Dakota Henderson. Trey Smith in third. Fourth, James Napier. Fifth is Jacob Shoffett. Brandon McKee has moved up into sixth. Michael Loveless is seventh now. Scott Rush is eighth, and Mike Presley is in ninth. So let's look at the back of the pack. We see Mike Presley running right behind Scott Rush in the 04 Chevrolet. Once again, a field full of bow ties here, while Chevrolet representing at Kansas. Hunter Sr. still up front. The gap has decreased to 0.7 of a second over Dakota Henderson in second place. think we are on lap 6. I do not have the software to confirm that. Coming on to lap 7, I think. I certainly apologize for this lackluster attempt at broadcasting. feel like I'm broadcasting with my hands tied behind my back, but I'm trying to do my best. Apologies. Dakota Henderson, second place. And right behind him is Trey Smith in third. Fourth, once again, is James Napier, 77 Chevrolet. Out front, as the gap continues to slowly drop back to Dakota Henderson here. Trey Smith still remains in third. Lap 9. Hunter Sr. has led the field all the way through these beginning 10 laps. Look back at Trey Smith in that number 1 Chevrolet. Also, the sponsor of Redline Radio Podcast, which can be found on Spotify weekly. Redline Radio Podcast. Tonight's presentation also brought to you by the WoW Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 Series. WoW Outlaw Custom Diecast. If you have an idea for a custom diecast, you might want to contact WoW Outlaw Custom Diecast on Discord. The gap is dropped to half a second. Dakota Henderson is making hay behind Hunter Sr. We've been caution free whole way through here. Looks like Brandon McKee went off the track but came back on. Let's see if we can find out what happened there. It looks like he was trying to go into the pits. And he is in the pits. Let's move back out onto the track. We see Hunter Sr. still leading. Gap is 0.7 of a second. He's been riding that bottom line, and he's now moved up to the top. So Brandon McKee is in the pits currently. Hunter Sr. is our leader. Dakota Henderson is in second. Trey Smith is in third, and right behind him is Jacob Shoffett. Jacob Shoffett in that 00 machine. Giving Trey Smith a rear view mirror full. Behind him is James Napier. And we see Mike Presley, who's moved up into 6th now. In that WoW Outlaw Custom Diecast 000. There's Scott Rush in the 04. Michael Lovelace, who's dropped back into 8th position. Go back up to the front. We see Hunter Sr. with Dakota Henderson trying to chase him down. It looks like Dakota just got into the outside wall. Apologize for no pre-race interviews. Again, working with about half a deck of what I should be working with. No excuses. So the gap has remained consistent at around half a second. But now Dakota Henderson is trying a new line, and he's moved the gap down to just 0.2 of a second. He's in the draft of Hunter Sr. .80 laps here at Kansas Speedway. We are caution free. Onto lap 19. Dakota Henderson passes Hunter Sr. on lap 20. Hunter Sr. stays down low. Dakota Henderson has that high line. We've got a battle here. Dakota Henderson is leading for the first time today. Hunter Sr. wants that lead back. Trey Smith remains in third, but he has moved back just a bit, about a 1 second out from second place. Hunter Sr. passes back Dakota Henderson on the bottom. So we are side by side. This may allow Trey Smith to catch up with that gap that he has, and he may be able to eat away at that. Great racing out here in the front. Looks like Dakota Henderson will get credit now. Yes, he led that lap. We're on to lap 22 now. Oh, Dakota Henderson just got into the outside wall, gave him a little bit of a move back, allowing Trey Smith to inch on up to the 5 car. So we see the 1 car right behind the 5 now. Hunter Sr. has taken back the lead. We see the 1 fighting hard on the bottom. And that 1 of Trey Smith has moved again away from Dakota Henderson. Hunter Sr. is back out front by a 1 second gap over Dakota Henderson. So is Hunter Sr. toying with Dakota? Or did Dakota just burn up his equipment a little too quick? Or is Dakota holding back, saving his tires for a little bit later in the run? We are on lap 26. Jacob Schoffet is in the pits. Not sure what happened to him. He's showing out now. No, Jacob Schoffet is back out, leaving pits with Ultimate Pest Solutions, the 00 of Jacob Schoffet. May have been a short pit attempt at strategy. Don't know. Gap now is 1 1/4 seconds back to Dakota Henderson, and Trey Smith is about a half a second back from Dakota. Looks like Trey's coming in as well as some of the rest of the field on lap 28 for Fresh Goodyears and Sunoco Racing Fuel. We see Hunter Sr. staying out on the track currently. Dakota Henderson is still out on the track, coming down. Hunter Sr. continues to stay out on track. Dakota Henderson, who was in second, is now on pit road. Scott Rush, Mike Presley, Michael Lovelace, Trey Smith, James Napier, all on pit road. Hunter Sr. continues to lead. Dakota Henderson is now down in his pits. Looks like Scott Rush is also there, and Mike Presley male. So these are scheduled pit stops, I'm sure. Lap 30. Hunter Sr., our leader, is now coming in to pit road. And we'll see the jacks pop up on the right side. There they go. Tires will come off. You can't see the gas man, but the gas man's putting fuel in on the back rear left-hand side as tires go on. Hunter Sr. is back out on the track. Let's see where he comes out. Jacob Schoffet will take the lead. Hunter Sr. moves into second place. James Napier in the 77 is third. We see the 5 of Dakota Henderson with James Napier and the 1 of Trey Smith all fighting for position. This is for third place. Hunter Sr., second place. A gap of 4 seconds behind Jacob Schoffet. There's our leader, Ultimate Pest Control 00 of Jacob Schoffet. Lap 32. Yellow flag is out. It's not going to show me what happened. Jacob Schoffet is our leader. Pace car is out. Jacob Schoffet will slow down. This is going to allow Hunter Sr., the fastest car on the track today, to regroup and lose that 3-second gap that he had behind Jacob Schoffet. You know, these guys race week in and week out. They know each other's habits, styles, aggressiveness. give and take. And this is a racetrack where, for the most part, there has to be give and take. It's an easy track to run on. It's a 1.5 mile track in Kansas City, Kansas. But track temperatures are hot today at about 120 degrees. Well, outside temperatures are in the 70s. So we have a bunch of takers in the pit lane. Looks like Trey Smith stayed out. Trey Smith will become our new leader, crossing the line for lap 34. Trey Smith, we're on lap 35. Trey Smith is first, Scott Rush is second, Mike Presley Male is third. Fourth is Hunter Sr., Michael Loveless, Jacob Shoffett, James Napier, Dakota Henderson, and ninth is Brandon McKee. Not a terrible move for the number 1 Chevrolet to stay out. Gave him great field position as our new leader. And he really doesn't have that many laps under those tires. Now, on the negative side, everybody else has new equipment behind the 04 of Scott Rush. We are not quite halfway through today's race. We are on lap 35, coming to lap 36. Now, I cannot see any flags, whether they be caution or towards the end of the race when we get the white flag. I am invisible to those things. So I'm calling this race by watching the race without any of the technical tools that I would normally use. So if I miss something, I surely apologize. It's not on purpose. Doing my best. The pace car lights are out, lined up side by side with Trey Smith, Scott Rush, Hunter Sr., Mike Presley, James Napier, Michael Loveless, Jacob Shoffett, Dakota Henderson, and then Brandon McKee. Pace car's off. Trey Smith's going to lead them to the line for lap 37. And they're in the go zone. Scott Rush gets an excellent jump on the outside and will take the early lead off of turn 1. Trey Smith fights back on the bottom. Scott Rush is left in the middle to the 20. Hunter Sr. moves to the outside. What a pass! Putting him 3 wide. The 04 Scott Rush moves all the way back into 5th place. Number 1 Trey Smith. In your leader, Hunter Sr. is now 2nd place. Hunter Sr. has got all fresh equipment and fuel. If I was Trey Smith, I'd be mirror driving, that's for sure. Everyone in the garages here are always talking about the speed of Hunter Sr. Week in and week out, he's one to watch out for. Now, he's not perfect, he is beatable, but he's always fast. Trey Smith is another one of those drivers who's always up at the front, if not in the podium, close to it, week in and week out, showing his abilities here today at Kansas Speedway. Once again, you're watching the Wild West Racing League, sponsored by the WoW Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 Series and Redline Radio Podcast on Spotify. Broadcast is brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting Network. I am Barry Stevens. Coming up on lap 40, Trey Smith still continues to lead. Hunter Sr. just following in behind. No need to race for the lead on the halfway mark. We are now on lap 40. I believe. Or 39. Trey Smith still leads Hunter Sr. We'll be now coming to the halfway point. Trey Smith, Hunter Sr., James Napier, your front three. We see James working hard to fight for that position, looking up towards Hunter Sr. Hunter Sr. is looking at the rear of Trey Smith. I do not know what lap we are on. I apologize, folks. I do not have that information. Gosh, this is frustrating. We'll just watch the racing here and we'll call what we see. How's that? Trey Smith still up front. Hunter Sr. right there on his rear bumper. And James Napier's not too far back in third position. Hunter Sr. is getting closer. That wolf is knocking at the door of Trey Smith. That Home Depot machine is fast. Now watching Hunter today, Hunter seems to be wrapping that bottom line. And the same with Trey Smith right now. Seems to be the fastest way around the track here today. While there is speed to be found up high, these cars with these extra horsepower have a hard time using that upper groove. We see Hunter Sr. in second. James Napier back in third. Let's go back. We see Mike Presley in the 000 has moved up to fourth. Fifth place is the number 5 Chevy of Dakota Henderson. We see Michael Loveless behind him in sixth place. Scott Rush. Jacob Shoffett. Hunter Sr. gets very close to the rear of Trey Smith. Trey Smith, Hunter Sr., James Napier. Now, Hunter Sr. comes in just a little bit lower to Trey Smith out of the corner. That time the 1 is right down on that line, right where you want to be. See, Mike Presley has moved up to 4th. He's got a fast car, but that hot rod of Trey Smith up front is showing the way. Hunter Sr. wants that position. Cannot tell what lap we're on, but as the laps wind down, second place is not going to be where you want to be. But Hunter Sr. is only a 1/10 of a second behind Trey Smith, and he just seems to be holding on right there. So I don't know if he's racing him hard or if he is just holding on until he's ready to make his move. Let's go back here for a minute. We see 3rd place of James Napier, who's been riding alone for a good portion of this race. And there's Mike Presley in 4th. Michael Loveless just passed the 5 of Dakota Henderson for 5th place. Let's go back up front. We see Trey Smith. Once again, Hunter Sr. They are battling now. Looks like Hunter Sr. is trying some different lines to see if he can get any excess speed. Got to be careful on that outside line with that wall. Gets into the rear quarter panel for a moment. He's right there halfway. Oh, and the 20 gets into the wall. The 1 continues and passes back. Hunter Sr. had it, then got up, cut into the wall, and lost all that momentum. That's what you got to worry about if you're up there up top. That outside wall. So I think we're around lap 54, lap 55 of 80. That 20 is right there on the bottom, and he passes Trey Smith. Now moves into 2nd. Hunter Sr. has finally done it. Trey Smith is now moving back. He's about a half a second back. So he did not stop before, so his tires are a little bit more worn than Hunter Sr. Hunter Sr. is in the lead by half a second now as he plays with that outside wall once again. There's Trey Smith in 2nd. Mike Presley Male has moved up into 3rd. Look at that. Michael Loveless is in 4th. Dakota Henderson is 5th. Mike Presley has moved all the way from the back up into 3rd place. With that Wild Outlaw, Jesus is the Lord 000 Chevrolet. See the 68 of Michael Loveless right on his rear end, and it looks like the 68 might have the momentum to pass, and he will on the bottom. The 68 will get by and put it into second place. Hunter Sr. is in first place. Michael Loveless second. Gap is over 3 seconds now. Trey Smith is inside the pits. Boy, that's such a slow ride down. We see the 5 also of Dakota Henderson coming in for his pit stop. Let's go back up to the lead. We see Hunter Sr. Michael Loveless is 3.5 seconds behind. So there's Michael Loveless in second, and third is still Mike Presley. Hunter Sr. still out front. On a lap, I think about lap 61, we see Hunter Sr. coming in, which should be his final pit stop. Michael Loveless will come in also. Mike Presley is coming in. Jacob Schoffett is your new leader. Imagine Jacob Schoffett will have to come in here shortly also with that Ultimate Pest Solutions Chevrolet 00. Got about 18 to go or so. So we're watching Jacob Schoffett because he's the only car that has not come in to pit. So for right now, everybody else is a lap down to Jacob Schoffett. And we see Jacob Schoffett coming down to make his last pit stop. That should put Hunter Sr. back into the lead with Trey Smith in second. Hunter Sr., Trey Smith, Dakota Henderson is in third now. Michael Loveless in the 68 is fourth, with James Napier right behind him in fifth place in the 77. Oh, James Napier gets loose. Almost went around. We have roughly 15 to go. We go back up front. We see Trey Smith chasing down Hunter Sr. Gap 0.6 of a second. Now when we get close to the end of this race, and I can't see the flags, remember there will be 2 laps to the end. You need to make it to the white flag lap. Once the white flag is out, whatever happens after that, the race will stand. Up until the white flag, we'll re-rack them and go again. I'm not going to be able to see the white flag. Hunter Sr. is over 1 second ahead now of Trey Smith. Dakota Henderson is in third. Michael Loveless is now in fourth. Mike Presley has moved back to fifth place. Jacob Shoffett, who led for a little while, is now in sixth. Scott Rush in the 04 U.S. Army car is in seventh. James Napier in the 77 machine. Car looks a little beat up there. Looks like James Napier crashed. Let's see if we can find out what happened there. Oh, he just got loose. No, he just got loose. Mike Presley did not touch him at all. So that will bring them all back together with about 12 to go. We'll re-rack them. Hunter Sr. is in the lead, but this will give the rest of the field a chance at Hunter Sr. Hunter Sr. is taking the pace car now. One more time, you're watching Wild West Racing League, brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting. I'm Barry Stevens. Tonight's racing is sponsored by Wild Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 Series. If you have an idea for a custom diecast, contact Wild Outlaw Custom Diecast on Discord. Also, Redline Radio Podcast can be found on Spotify. Trey Smith's Redline Radio Podcast weekly on Spotify. Race 11 of 17. You've been watching us here at Kansas Speedway, doing 80 laps today. We're on about lap 70 now, with about 10 to go. I know I should be more sure of myself, but I don't have the software to prove it. Looks like our leader is coming in. Looks like Jacob Shoffett stayed out. Oh my. Jacob Shoffett stayed out. And Hunter Sr. is in. So Jacob Shoffett, and then the 77 of James Napier. But James Napier is showing, I think, a lap down. Gosh, without the scoring, I'm just not sure. But I'm pretty sure James Napier is a lap down. But Jacob Shoffett is our leader. Jacob Shoffett's known for saving fuel, winning races by saving fuel. Don't think this is a fuel race at this point because they all came in about 10 laps ago. They should have more than enough fuel to finish the race. Hunter Sr., that 20 Home Depot machine, is in second place. So Jacob Shoffett, Hunter Sr. second, Dakota Henderson's up to third. Michael Loveless is in fourth. Trey Smith has moved back to fifth place. Mike Presley is in sixth, and Scott Rush is seventh. So who's it going to be? Could be anybody's race at this point. With about 9 to go, lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go racing, fans. These boys are putting on a show for you today. Kansas is always a great time. They're showing how to do it. Excellent wheelmen, every single one of these guys. Absolute pros at what they do. Pace car is off. Jacob Schaffet, for the last 8 laps, will lead him to the go zone, and he goes. Gets a good jump. Hunter Sr. on the outside in second. Third, Dakota Henderson on the bottom. Dakota is probably going to pass Hunter Sr. from the bottom. Look at that. Great move by Dakota. Oh! Did not see who that was. We are under yellow again. Trey Smith. Let's see what happened to Trey in the 1. Got loose. Nobody touched him. Mike Presley almost got into the rear, but nobody did touch him. And Trey Smith locked those tires down. He'll have no damage. Have a chance to get back in this race. Jacob Schaffet is our leader still. With the laps winding down, Jacob Schaffet, can he pull a rabbit out of his hat and take a victory here at Kansas Speedway? Sharp looking car, that Ultimate Pest Solutions 00, Jacob Schaffet. But he has got a hot rod behind him. That 20 of Hunter Sr. has been up front all day long, either in first or second. Mike Presley comes down. That shouldn't hurt him. Shouldn't lose a lap or anything. He'll have some fresh rubber for these last few laps. So we see Trey Smith after that crash. He is still up in 6th place. So no major harm done. He was able to get his crew working on that car, and he's got one hell of a crew chief and one hell of a team. Get that car out there and back into 6th place after having to lock it down. They did save the car, though. He did not hit anything except his pride. That's the number 1 of Trey Smith. Looking to the inside of him is a 04 of Scott Rush. Up front, Jacob Schaffet, showing about 5 to go. Lights are still on. The pace car will do another lap. Lights are off, so the cars will line up side by side for one more attempt to finish this race. Getting ready to go green this time by Jacob Schaffet will lead them to the line with Hunter Sr., Dakota Henderson, Michael Loveless, and Scott Rush, your top 5. Cars are bunched up side by side. We are ready to go racing one more time, folks. Jacob Schaffet will lead him to the line. And he's off. Hunter Sr. on the outside. Jacob Schaffet on the bottom. Behind Hunter is Dakota Henderson. Dakota Henderson goes up high. The 20 moves down low behind Jacob Schaffet. Hunter Sr. is pouncing on Schaffet. think we're on lap 78. We should be very close to our white flag. See Jacob Schoffert still able to fight off Hunter Sr. Hunter Sr. is doing everything he can. And he gets an excellent run off the top. Oh no! Jacob Schoffert loses it. Jacob Schoffert has crashed. He just gets loose, has to lock it up, tries to straighten it up. Oh my. Oh my. From the fire to the frying pan. Heartbreak. Heartbreak. Absolute heartbreak for Jacob Schoffert. Hunter Sr. will pick up the pace car. We are now on a 2-lap shootout. Hunter Sr., Dakota Henderson is second. Michael Loveless is third. Trey Smith has moved up into fourth. Mike Presley is in fifth. Scott Rush is in sixth. And, of course, Jacob Schoffert has dropped back to seventh. So as the world turns, Hunter Sr. has found his way back up to the lead. How does he do it? What buttons does he push each and every week to find himself all the way up here? Man, quite a wheelman. Elbows out, white knuckles, seeing the line, following the groove. Probably never panicking, staying calm in the car, regardless of what position he's in. We are in overtime. We got to get through 2 laps here to finish this race. Look back through the field once again. We see Dakota Henderson. Third is Michael Loveless now. Trey Smith went from wrecking to fourth position. Don't count him out. He's always got a fast car, and he's fast here today. Been fast all day. That number 1. Looks like his left rear fender has a little bit of damage. That won't cause any issues with aero or anything. Now, one of the things with these cars, and the reason why you've seen some of these cars spin out, is when you get a car real close to the back spoiler of the car in front of them, it takes the air off that front car. Gets that rear end really light and makes it very difficult to keep the car straight. And that's what happened to Trey Smith. That's what happened to Jacob Schoffert. Looks like we have the lights out on the pace car. We're going to go racing overtime on a Tuesday night in Kansas. Kansas City, Kansas. Let's do this one more time, folks. We're in the restart zone. And there he goes. Hunter Sr. gets an excellent jump over Dakota Henderson on the outside. The 68 of Michael Lovelace on the bottom. The 1 of Trey Smith on the top. Trey Smith moves into third. Dakota Henderson's in second. Hunter Sr.'s in first. We've got to do 2 laps here, folks. Trey Smith on the bottom, working his way towards Dakota. Here we come around, and I think this is our race. That will be it. So Hunter Sr. will take the victory. Dakota Henderson is second. Trey Smith is in third. Let's see if we can get Trey Smith up into the broadcast booth.
Daddy, I'm sorry, but I beat your favorite driver, folks.
Trey Smith, Barry Stevens in the broadcast booth, third place finish tonight. How you doing?
I'm alive, Barry. I'm alive.
You know, you lost the rear end there. It looks like you got some air taken off the rear spoiler of your car, but you were able to lock it down and not hit anything, and that allowed you to come all the way back up to third place. You should be proud of that finish.
Yeah, that was like the kind of the key thing right there. It's what really helped us and was able to keep the car in one big piece. And I'm just thankful that we didn't wreck out. And I guess I'll settle for third. I definitely think if that caution didn't come out, or that first caution didn't come out, I definitely think we could have at least locked the second. I doubt we were going to even win. Hunter's been so dominant in these cars. It's practically hard to beat him. So, yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. As the race went on and evolved, did you have to change your strategy, or did you pretty much stay on your game plan through the night?
Everything fell my way. I don't think we had the car to even win. I honestly just think we were top 3, top 5 car, if that. I definitely don't think that we were in winning contention. So yeah, just everything fell into place. We just didn't have the speed to lock it down and secure it. So we'll move on to get ready for Xfinity tomorrow night.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you have any shout-outs you'd like to give?
G Lightning Motorsports, Joe, Sean Kaiser, Alex, Eddie, Brady, all them guys for everything they do and being one hell of a team to be a part of. I'm thankful that they allowed me to be a part of it. The good Lord above for blessing me every single day. YO Outlaw Custom Diecast. Shout out to Tanner for putting on this amazing league. Fearless Broadcasting, you do an amazing job, Barry. We appreciate everything you do, and always trying to make something work. My amazing girlfriend who allows me to come do this. My son, my biggest supporter, and Race Car Bodies by Daily, Coca-Cola, Bucked Up Energy, everybody that just makes this possible. I know I'm probably missing some people, but everyone that makes this possible.
Well, I appreciate your time in the broadcast booth, Trey. I'll move you back down to the back down to Ensign and let you talk with the boys there. But thanks so much for taking time out.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Barry.
You bet. Trey Smith in number 1 Chevrolet. Next, let's bring up Dakota Henderson from Bumblebee Racing. Dakota Henderson and Bumblebee Racing. Barry Stevens in the broadcast booth. You got me. Hey, Dakota Henderson. Barry Stevens in the broadcast booth. You got me. Where is Dakota Henderson? The man finishes second place, and then we can't find him. You there, Dakota? Dakota Henderson from Bumblebee Racing. We'll move him back down. And let's see if we can find Hunter Sr. Is he still in the lobby? I don't see Hunter Sr. either. So that will be it for tonight's racing. We got an interview with Trey Smith. We did not reach Dakota Henderson or Hunter Sr. Apologize for that. Let's try one more time, see if we can get Dakota Henderson. Hey, Dakota Henderson, Barry Stevens in the broadcast booth, you got me. Okay, so we're going to call that a no. We don't have him. But you were watching today Wild West Racing League, sponsored by the WoW Outlaw Custom Diecast Gen 4 series and Redline Radio podcast, brought on by Trey Smith. You can be found weekdays on Spotify. This was race 11 of 17 at Kansas Speedway. We did 80 laps today. It was a great race. We know you have so many choices on what to do with your Tuesdays. We are thankful that you are here on YouTube to watch the Wild West Racing League, brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting Network. I'm Barry Stevens saying thank you for watching. We'll see you the same time next week. Goodbye.